are here with singer and songwriter Brandy Haze. Thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, today is a very special day because you released the music video to one of your latest singles on site. Tell me about this song.
Yeah, so this song was made, during the pandemic, but this song was just made, I definitely take from real life. So it's definitely some things in there about some people. So I kind of just draw from inspiration of what's going on now.
I love it. Well, I think if anything is going to come out of the pandemic, that's good. This song is definitely one of them, kind of getting you in that creative process. Tell me, what was the creative process like behind the music video?
You know, I work with what I got, but I try to make everything look, as cool and as clean as I can. I made my first set. So I have this sheet, silk background, and that was my very first time making a set. So I'm excited.
You made the set?
Yeah, I made that set.
I'm so impressed. I am so impressed. Okay, that is so cool. So this really was a creative process, 110% funded by you and kind of created by you in full. Tell me more about this. So you made the set. How did you decide, what you wanted for the vision of the music video?
Yeah, I think as far as right now, I definitely am looking to just do expand a lot more in the future on short movies and stuff like that. But just trying to get creative, things that look really nice to me, things that I like the old school car, and you know what I mean? Just kind of taking from inspiration of other people and artists that I like, but making it my own.
I love it. I love it. Well, I think that definitely came through in the visuals of the music video. The old school car was one of my favorite parts. You being, of course, the most favorite part, but that came close second. This song is one of a 4-part track for your project Silhouette. Tell me about the project Silhouette. What's the meaning behind the entire project in itself?
So the entire project is really just about, it's like a collection of love songs. It's really just about, what was going on then at that time in my love life. I love shadows. I love a woman's silhouette. So kind of just, what's the ins and outs of the relationship.
I love that. I love the analogy, silhouette. And I didn't even put two and together, a woman's silhouette, very sultry, cool. I love it. And I think that with the release of the music video today, it's already getting a lot of views. You're so well received. And this isn't your first project. You've done 2 projects before. Your first project, Roses, had a song on it, Conditional, which was so well received. It received 300,000 streams on SoundCloud, which is crazy. Tell me, how did that be your debut project? What was it like in that moment to see your music be so successful right off the bat?
I put in a lot of work and I'm happy it paid off. Honestly, It was a lot of time hitting people up, trying to get the word out about it. I think, Conditional, I pushed that song myself for 6 months before the project came out. So I'm just sliding in everybody's messages and YouTube videos hey, check out my song. So it's definitely a lot of time and effort put into the whole thing, and it definitely paid off.
I think it couldn't have paid off more. Definitely sliding into those DMs and messages on all platforms paid off for sure. It's so well received, and I feel this new project is going to be just as well received, if not more, because I don't know, I just feel your music, it has such a unique blend of different genres to it, which we'll touch on in a second. But before I get to that, that was your first project, but how long have you been making music, and how did you get started in making music?
So I've been singing since I was a child, but as far as making music, it was maybe around 2015. I was out of school and I had my first real job, and I hated it, and I was this is not for me.
Of course. Who actually likes their first job, right? What was it? What was the job?
I was a data analyst.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. My first job was a server, not even a hostess of a little pizza place. So yours was much more involved, but okay.
Well, I just started college. I was in college. So I got out of college, and that's what happened. And I got that job, and then I was this is not where I want to be every day.
Yeah.
So I decided
far too creative for that. So go on. So you got started into, actually putting seriousness into making music?
Yeah, so I got into my first studio session kind of by accident. There was a guy who invited me, and I was like, how do I book a session? And he was like, you just call. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to be famous? You don't have to be a celebrity? He's like, no, you just book it.
It's just that easy. All right.
So that was my first time in the studio, and I made something. I put it on my SoundCloud. It was a cover of Drake and Party Next Door songs. It was like a medley, and that did really well. And I was just like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Well, definitely paid off. I'm very glad you just called that guy to make that first studio session, because here you are now. What advice did you have for aspiring artists who maybe are in that job? Maybe they're not a data analyst, but they're in that job and they want to maybe make that shift to chase their dreams.
Start as soon as possible and put out everything, man. Like, put out things and try to get the word out about it. And what's old to you is new to someone else. So
I love that. That's really true, because I think that like we're always just so in our own heads and like thinking about our own skill and our own talents that we don't necessarily give credit for what other people might perceive our talent to be, something maybe fresh. Now, your music, like I said, takes a little bit of inspiration from a couple different genres. We've got trap, R&B, house, electronic dance. What inspired, the little bits and pieces of inspiration from these genres?
I love all sorts of music. In high school, I was in show choir. So I got exposed to like classical and musicals and everything and country. And so like I love so many different genres. So I feel like for me, my stuff, I don't feel like it's only one thing sometimes. It's kind of like alternative R&B, but then I have some pop sometimes or some neo soul.
So do you have a favorite genre?
No, I can't even say I do.
Yeah, do you have a favorite artist? To put you on the hot burner, to put you on the hot seat right now. Not a favorite genre, but a favorite artist?
Yes, I love Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean, he needs to come out of the woodwork. I mean, since like Blonde, come on now, Frank Ocean. Let's do some more stuff. We're all waiting. I love him, but I just wish that he would like put out some new stuff, because I'm always like hungry for more. Now, who would be your dream collab to work with?
I love everyone so much. I would say probably a Beyonce, because it's
of
Beyonce.
Course. Of course. I'm gonna say that's my answer too. Beyonce, if you're listening and you're taking collabs, please put me and Brandy on the list. We will be happy. Yeah, right. It could be like a trio. Okay, and then do you have any upcoming projects that we maybe don't know about? Maybe a collab with Beyonce or anything else that we maybe are not aware of?
So I'm definitely putting out a project in the summertime, and I'm trying to put out some singles coming up soon. Yeah, so just look forward to that, visuals and everything.
As far as visuals, can fans anticipate any other music videos from the Silhouette project, maybe for the 3 other songs?
So definitely trying to drop a lyric video that has a little something. I did shoot a little video, so a little visual there. So I definitely feel like we'll get some visuals. And who knows? I mean, we've got nothing but time, even though the world's opening back up, but people are still at home. So maybe.
Fingers crossed. I love it. I feel like seeing like singles obviously is like amazing, and like the vocal and verbal part of it, of course, is amazing, but to get to have like a music video with it just amps it up that much more. So I was so excited to get to watch today's music video release. Now, we do love to end the interview with 3 fun questions, so I have a couple picked out for you. I'll go ahead and get started into rolling into those. What is your favorite guilty pleasure or midnight snack?
My favorite guilty pleasure, I mean, I think it has to be a girl's best friend ice cream. So.
Of course. What flavor? Any flavor or?
I like mint chocolate chip.
I don't love mint chocolate chips, so we'll have to disagree.
Or you hate it.
Right? Yeah, I feel like it's very particular, because some people think it tastes like amazing. I'm one of those people that I'm like, it kind of tastes like toothpaste with chocolate chips. But I mean, listen, I like pistachio, and I feel like kind of got like a similar taste profile, maybe a little, so I can respect it. Okay, dream travel destination once COVID is over, if you could go anywhere.
I would say I want to go to Thailand.
Love that. Ooh, that's a good one. Brownie points. I love that. What would you do in Thailand? Like, what would be part of like the must-dos on the trip?
I don't even know. I definitely want to like explore just Japan in general, Tokyo, and Thailand and China and Asia and just like that whole region of the Hong
Right.
Kong. I want to go everywhere.
Oh, so cool. Okay, well, once this is over, we're speaking it into existence. Definitely a trip like that, fingers crossed for you, will be in the future. And for my last question for you, if you could have one superpower, aside from being a totally amazing singer and just a gorgeous human being in general, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
It would definitely be to fly.
Right? Okay, that would be, well,
Definitely.
I dabble between two because I say that I would love to be invisible just because I'm so nosy. But then flying, if I could have a combination of the two so that I could like very quickly go over to where I want to be nosy and then be invisible, that would be like ideal. But I love that. I love that answer. Well, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about your latest music video and your latest single, part of the Silhouette project on site. You guys can stream it on YouTube. They can stream it on YouTube, SoundCloud as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, guys, definitely be sure to check it out. It's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, Brandy.
And thank you for having me.